in a little over 24 hours in the great state of crazy, better known as Florida, USA, where Tampa, you guessed it, the Washington Commanders return to the playoffs for the first time since 2020 to face a familiar foe. We'll talk about that history a little bit more as we get into the Saturday afternoon, super wildcard weekend Saturday stream, getting you ready for your football Saturday. That's right. It's a playoff time, and we're going to be talking about the Commanders traveling down to Tampa for Sunday night football. It's win or go home. You know the drill, Commanderlorain fans. And as always, I got the Commanderlorain with me, right by my side to break it all down and tell you how he's feeling with the upcoming game. He'll let you know what the keys are, look at the injuries, and all the ins and outs, and get you ready for the Commanders, hopefully making a race to New Orleans for the first time since 1991, maybe a Lombardi Trophy. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Commanders game preview. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Washington Commanders, Sunday Night Football, and we'll get you ready for today's games, talk about them a little bit, and much more. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, hit that bell, sound off below, vote on the poll. Who will be the MVP tomorrow? Let us know.
In the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world.
There we go. It is Saturday afternoon. It is happy hour somewhere, Crevonte, brunch hour somewhere. And the Flex Zone Podcast is doing a Washington Commanders playoff game preview. Crevonte, no other words need to be said. That's right. You guys should have known we were going to be here to preview the Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sunday Night Football, Crevonte. It is on NBC. The world will be watching on Peacock streaming. And the Commanders, Crevonte, are in the playoffs coming into the season. Over under 6.5, 7 wins from a lot of sports books. We believed you get Jaden Daniels, you get Dan Quinn, Josh Harris comes in. Crevonte, first and foremost, my brother, it's good to see you on a Saturday. And let's play your theme music. It's almost time for the playoffs.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders.
Playoff time.
Crazy. It's a good time to be a DC sports fan, Commanders fan, Redskins fan, football team fan, whatever. Very, very exciting times. And the last time we won a playoff game some time ago, it was actually against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe that was 2005, if I'm not mistaken. But it's really fitting right now. And like I said, we are way ahead of schedule, but we will keep on pressing.
If you're in the chat right now, hit that like button, hit that bell, vote on the poll. Let us know who will be the MVP tomorrow. Got 4 options. A lot of guys could be MVPs tomorrow. We'll get into that. But Crevonte, I did want to play the hype video. It's the playoffs. We got the Washington Commanders hype video. It's about 1.5 minutes. I'm going to play it for the good people. We're going to come back, get into the preview because I'm excited. I'm hyped. I actually haven't even watched it yet. So this is actually my first time watching the full thing. So we're going to let the good people see it. We're going to play the video and we're going to get you excited for Washington Commanders playoff football. Let's do it right now.
Let's go.
Let's get that on the screen. And here we go.
No, you will not hear me say the word rebuild at all. This is a recalibrate.
You may not have believed, but we did.
The burgundy and gold is back out everywhere you look around DC.
New faces, new attitude, and earning it every step of the way.
The way that this kid is playing, and with the pieces he has around him, I like what I see.
Anybody, anywhere, anytime.
I got my dogs with me tonight. Yeah. My dogs ready to eat tonight. Ain't no better night than tonight, bro. The lights of the party, the stars come out. All from the hood, versus there. I'll take all any day. Hey, you gotta earn the right to win today. One rep at a time, one play at a time. Earn the right to be back here in February. 1, 2, 3.
The playoffs are here, and so are we.
Boston here like they haven't seen in a couple of decades.
Show right now, it is the Commanders' offense and the Commanders in a whole.
Touchdown! Intercepted! There's that first interception. Caught for the touchdown! Sackers! It's McLaurin! He's got it! Washington is in front!
This is our time.
That's crazy.
Crevonte, are you excited?
Yeah.
If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not excited after that, Crevonte, how you feeling now, man?
Oh man, this is crazy. I'm forgetting that it's not Sunday. it is Saturday. Like, this is not even gonna happen today. This is happening tomorrow night. So but yeah, you can't look at that and not get excited, especially if you're a fan of this team and how down bad we've been for the better part of 2, basically 3 decades. You know what I'm saying? And we got an opportunity to really make some noise. Well, we already made some noise, but we got an opportunity to take another step that nobody thought we would take. So it's wildly exciting. What up, Leo? Hey, brother, thoughts? What's up, man?
Let's get the game, Crevonte. 3-point spread, over under 50.5. Looks like they are getting a lot of points. These are the 2 top 5 scoring offenses in the NFL. Crevonte, obviously, there's Jaden Daniels, the offensive rookie of the year, 35, 68, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. You want to talk about reinventing yourself? Whew, that is a perfect example right there. And boy, is Cleveland maybe early candidate for Goofy of the Year. Quick aside, we'll get into that maybe
My gosh.
this week. Yes. Jaden Daniels, almost 900 yards rushing. How about Bucky Irvin from Baltimore? Calvin Hall went to Syracuse, local kid, playing against the Commanders. Over 1,100 yards, a breakout season for him as a rookie. And Scary Terry and Mike Evans. It gets no better at the receiver position, especially in the NFC. Mike Evans gets another 1,000-yard receiving season, $6 million bonus in his bank account. And Scary Terry, franchise record, 13 touchdowns. Crevonte, when you see that spread, obviously beautiful weather in Tampa, not like it is up here in the DMV. They got 50s. It's going to be sunny. Perfect ideal conditions. I know we talked about possibly going to LA, but kind of seeing what's going on there. Prayers to everybody in the West Coast, California area. Kind of got the maybe better draw because that game, like we were talking about with Brother Thoughts, moved to Arizona. That's anybody's game now.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely prayers to those that's in the California area because it's a lot of craziness going on. And I feel like over the past couple years, it's been kind of crazy over there with the natural disasters, or depending on the allegations coming out, it wasn't so natural. But
if Florida's number one as far as goofy / crazy, I think California's a close two. They're closing the gap.
Gotta be. And as expensive as it is out there, it makes it even crazier that people are still out there. Between how expensive it is and the natural disasters that happen over there, it's crazy that people are still over there. But prayers to those and families and those that are affected. And like we said, Florida got its own set of crazy, but I feel like they each exchange with like, "Hey, yo, hold my beer. We gonna try to top y'all." I feel like that's what's going on. But it is some good weather, so We are outside in the elements, but like 55 degrees. This is perfect, like perfect football weather. So I don't think weather there's no inclement weather, so there's no advantage one way or another there. Scary Terry and Mike Evans have been very underrated wide receivers pretty much since they've been in the league, respectively. But I'm going to those two because they are two very huge factors in both teams' success. Terry McLaurin now holds the record for receiving touchdowns for the Commanders. Crazy. Him and Tress Way have been the most consistent players we have had in this organization. And it definitely, and it shows. He shows up every day, and he deserves to get broke off when it's time for him to get broke off. He deserves everything that's coming to him. Mike Evans, my gosh, they're kind of mirror images of one another with the inconsistencies that both have had at the quarterback position. But Mike Evans did have Tom Brady for a little bit, so there's that. But he had some down bad seasons when it comes to quarterbacks, but very, very consistent with reaching that 1,000 receiving yard mark. But it's these two, man. We have to look at these two when we talk about the success of each team. And of course, Jaden Daniel leading in rushing and passing is just he's a phenom. And he's meant everything to us. I guess the five means the 5 losses. That's how many losses we no more than 5 losses, baby. That's pretty much what we looking at now at moving forward. But he's absolutely amazing, and he's a huge reason why we're in the position that we are in. Baker Mayfield, it's not a lot of athletes, quarterbacks specifically, that get they get a second opportunity at a career. What he's done, what Sam Darnold has done, remember Geno Smith, those aren't regular stories. Like a lot of guys, it is one and done. If you don't work out with the team that drafted you, it's usually a wrap, because you get a nasty stench when you do get an opportunity to go to another team and you don't necessarily get the opportunity that you deserve. But Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Geno Smith, I love what I'm saying from them. And that Bryce Young is getting he's getting rejuvenated as well. But Baker Mayfield, my heavens, he's been on quite a few teams, and he didn't do himself no favors in Cleveland, I'll say that. But Cleveland is not a great organization by any stretch of the imagination. And Baker Mayfield, when you look at his past, he got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't highly sought after in high school. He had to walk on at OU, and went from walking on to being a Heisman Trophy winner. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess if anybody has a right to be a little cocky, I guess it's him. And Bucky Irvin, he's a local guy in Baltimore, and he's had a very huge impact as a rookie, and I don't think he gets enough credit for what he brings to this offense, because he brings a lot of balance to this offense. And this land out to be a huge, crazy matchup. But every one of those guys that you mentioned mean a ton to their team and their team success.
Let's get into the game, Crevonte. I put up the box score from week 1. Let's go to the quick hitters real quick. Commanders will travel to Tampa for the second time this season. Remember, all the way back in week 1. Seems like forever ago, Crevonte, and it just went by like that. They lost 37-20. Washington is 23-20 all time in playoff games, 6-4 in the wild card round. Their last win coming against, like you said, Crevonte, Tampa Bay in 2005. Washington is 8-13 all time in playoff matchups on the road. The Commanders and Buccaneers have faced 3 times in the postseason. Washington has a 1-2 record against Tampa in the postseason. The last matchup, 2020, Tom Brady's Super Bowl run with Tampa his only season. They were 31 and they fell 31-23. And the last playoff win in 2005 was a 17-10 win. Was those the Clinton Portis days, Crevonte?
Woof, 05. That's tough. I don't think not yet. He was close. I think we still had Champ Bailey. I think we still had Champ Bailey at the time.
Okay.
But it was coming to that time because I remember 08 he was on the team. I think he came in 07, if I'm not mistaken. But I think we still had Champ Bailey at the time.
Real quick, Crevonte, I know you love to dress like your favorite Commander player. And this week, we're going back to the basic road get-ups. Got to get your opinion as you put on your game day threads. I know you're excited. The classic white with the burgundy pants. How you feel about that for Sunday night?
I like it. There it is. That's it. And I did this night. You don't even think twice with this one because typically, the road teams wear a bright or light color jersey, and the home team typically wear color. So if we got to wear white jersey, it's the burgundy pants. Like this is it. This is the fit right here, man. That we can go to war in on Sunday night. I absolutely love it. So which means Tampa Bay is probably gonna have the red top and probably the brown coffee colored. What's that other color called?
Who the hell if I know?
Is it coffee brown? Coffee? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to find that out. Try to find that out for you.
Go Google it.
Whatever that is. But but yes,
with the burgundy socks. Can't forget the burgundy socks.
Of course. It looks great. Like I said, it looks great. I can't continue. I will continue to beat the drum of rebrand is a great. Did everything switching in a positive direction. So I'm happy with everything right about now.
All right, Crevonte, let's not waste any time. Let's get to the injury report. We were wondering if this man was going to play. We were talking about him. I was questioning if he was going to be back. You said he had to be back for this game. Absolutely. And the one and only, we know Marshon Lattimore is slated to play. He practiced 3 straight days, had a vet day yesterday to rest. He will indeed be ready to go in Tampa to renew his rivalry with Mike Evans.
Absolutely.
How you feel about the injury report?
So like you said, I think the biggest question was Marshon Lattimore. I feel like because it was like at one point it was between the Eagles and the Rams. I didn't even think Tampa Bay I thought Tampa Bay was a long shot, really. And the Packers end up losing and the Rams lost. And of course Tampa Bay won. So it ended up being Tampa Bay. I felt like that was some extra juice for him to get off the roster, to get off the injury report, because we know how they get down, and they was getting down twice a year. You know what I'm saying? In the same division in the NFC South when he was with the New Orleans Saints. Now he gets an opportunity. Well, it would have been. Well, I don't think he played both matchups. I don't think did he play in any of the matchups when they this year?
No.
Oh, well, now he gets one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you did.
Yeah, because he was out for a nice amount of time. He was out for a while. But he gets an opportunity to rekindle this rivalry. Hopefully, I wanted to be fierce. I wanted to be competitive. Don't get thrown out though. I don't want neither one of them to get thrown out, because that's gonna throw everything out the window. But I'm hoping both of these competitors are healthy, and we want a good matchup. And hopefully, Marshon Lattimore could put up more W's than L's. So he had a vet day off on Friday. That's what that was when he didn't practice. Tyler Biotish, my gosh, thank you. Brandon Coleman, thank you. Whew, because the offensive line got to be intact, man. They got a hell of a defensive line over there. And Cornelius Lucas, thank you. My heavens. Jordan McGee playing? Oh man, this is amazing. This is the best the injury report has looked pretty much all year. Jameson Crowder, he's been very productive on the offensive side and in special teams. So looks like we only got one person out. pretty much.
Yeah, pretty healthy.
Frankie Louvu is a little bit concerning because it's all limited, but he's going to play. I know he's going to play. But this is good. This is great. This is the great injury, the best the injury reports look all year. So this is great. We coming in fully healthy. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm going into a playoff game. This is good. This is really good. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm ready.
I do have the Tampa injury report as well, but it looks like they're going with that look, Crevonte, the normal home look, as you mentioned. Doesn't say the color of the pants, but yeah, there you go.
We have to know what is the name of that color.
Yeah, we got to look that up. I did have their injury report here. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, you see what my man Alex said? It's gonna go crazy. The Raiders and Commanders meet the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
Man, that would be something. Yeah. So looks like they're getting Antoine Whitfield back, Cade Otton back, Logan Hall, Mike Edwards, Jamil Dean, all back. Troy Hill is out though. Anything there, Crevonte, jump out to you?
Antoine Winfield, and Dean. Though they're very key pieces in their secondary. So they're questionable right now, but they're gonna go. It's a playoff game. They're definitely gonna play. And Cade Otton was he's a big red zone threat. For Baker Mayfield loves going to him and definitely in the red zone. So yeah, it doesn't look like their injury report is crazy either. They only have one person out, just like us. But Dean and Antoine Winfield Jr. are huge for their team defensively.
All right, Crevonte, let's get into your keys as I throw up some stuff here. How about Tristan Wirfs? We were talking about it before we went on air during sound check. First player in NFL history to be named AP first team All-Pro at both left and right tackle, as you mentioned to me. I know the offensive linemen don't get a lot of love. We showed them love here on the flex zone, but got to give love to this brother, man. I mean, he's going to be a tough out on Sunday night, getting pressure on Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely. Big up, man. Absolutely. And he was pretty much an All-Pro day one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like he drew a crazy card because he got drafted to a team that had Tom Brady. and it's like, hey, your job, you protect Tom Brady's right side. And he came in. He was a Pro Bowler year one. Was he All-Pro? He probably was All-Pro as a rookie too. To do it on both sides of the ball is kind of crazy. And then
it leads to this, Crevonte, most rushing yards in Bucs history. We talk about the air game, but they can run the ball as good as anybody too.
That's what I'm saying. They are a huge problem. And Tristan Wirfs, you could put him on either side and he's an All-Pro. Like, that's crazy. Usually there's some type of learning curve when you go from the left side to the right side. And he just flying colors. Like, he's definitely one of the best, if not the best tackle. And I do say tackle. I'm not gonna say left tackle, right? He's the best tackle in football right now. And he is a huge reason why Baker Mayfield, those numbers and Bucky Irvin's numbers are as crazy. Now the offensive line is great, but he is like the anchor of that offensive line. So yeah, definitely big ups to him being first team All-Pro.
What are your keys, Crevonte? I guess I don't know if you want to start on defense since we got Baker up there. You see these crazy numbers, Dre's boy.
Sure. Baker.
4 players in NFL history have had 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 70+ completion percentage. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, and Baker Mayfield.
That's a hell of a class to be in. Wow. Yeah, those numbers are definitely off the charts. Defense. There were a lot of opportunities that we missed in week one, and it was week one. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to Joe Witt Jr., our defensive coordinator, speak. He goes live from time to time to talk to the media and the press and all that. There were a bunch of times where we missed sacks on him, when we had him and he escaped. Had him and escaped. That happened a handful of times in week one. That can't happen Like, because if you miss, he's gonna make you pay for it. It's gonna be a big play. Like I said, we already talked about how good the offensive line is. Oh gosh. When I get to offense, he's number one. When I get to the offensive side, he's number one. But
one big son of a bitch!
No bread, no water, just me.
Being able to get consistent pressure, and not just pressure, we gotta get our hands on him. We have to get our hands on him. So our front, and it's weird to say this, Byron, because we typically say front seven, but it's really a front six, because our base is pretty much a 4-2. Like, we got 4 down linemen, and it's Frankie Louva and Bobby Wagner, because we coming out in nickel, because Mike Sanders still is going to be on the field, and one way or another. So being able to get consistent pressure on Baker Mayfield and getting home, putting your hands on him, even if he just gets the ball away, hit him. Make sure let him know that you here. Now, not to get a penalty, now hit him late, but you got to make sure, like, he let him know that you are there. And when you get your opportunities and you do get your hands on him, he still has that ball, you got to get him on the ground. You got to get him on the ground. For him to be like as stout and stocky as he is, you don't think he'd be able to be that as elusive as he is. He's very good with moving in a pocket and escaping. He's really good at that. Like, I don't think we give Baker Mayfield enough credit for his elusiveness in the pocket. We got to be able to get him on the ground. Second, Bucky Irvin. We already talked about. I think you put up a stat about him, them as a team collective having a lot of rushing yards this year. I don't know if they broke a record, or I don't know if they broke their own record, but so that's a testament to their offensive line and Bucky Irvin breaking a lot of tackles. Like, it's hard to get this man down. So it's tough, because when you only typically have 6 men in the box, it's a little bit harder to stop the run. But guys got to be in their gaps. Guys can't get pushed around on that defensive line. Guys, you can't allow linemen to get to the second level, because there's not that many people at the second level. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be disciplined in our rush lanes, and we got to be disciplined and staying in our gaps, because he can cut back. He can break tackles. He is a problem, and he's just gonna make the day. He gonna make the evening, make it a long game for us. So we have to be able to, be disciplined in our gaps, our gap integrity, and our rush lanes. Secondary, Mike Evans. We talk about Mike Evans, one of the most consistent wide receivers in the NFL. Since day one, he's a 1,000-yard guy. No matter who's throwing the ball, he's getting 1,000. Marshawn Lattimore, that matchup it's going to be all eyes on that matchup. Our best guy against y'all best guy. Mano a mano, y'all going toe-to-toe. That's going to help. If Marshawn Lattimore takes Mike Evans, they do battle one-on-one out there. Everybody else, y'all focus on everything else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll be able to roll coverage. Excuse me. The other way, maybe we could put another person to come down in the box and help in the run game against Bucky Irvin and them. Mike Sanders still, you know what I'm saying? He's been amazing for our defense, and he's grown every week. We're gonna need you, man. We gonna need you. It's a big spot right here. We're gonna need you. I just hope Benjamin St-Juste and Davis stay far away from the field as possible. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to see them on the field, because they are liabilities. Jeremy Chin, he's a Swiss Army knife on defense. Need him to be that Swiss Army knife. And as a defense, tackling. I told you, Bucky Irvin is one of the best at breaking tackles and getting yards after. I ain't talking about yards after catch, yards after contact. he's a bad man. He break a tackle too, he could be going to the house. So tackling number one on him and Baker Mayfield, tackling, getting those two to the ground. The matchup on the outside, I'm hoping I'm hoping for a wash. If they could cancel each other out, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool with me. But I'm hoping Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans, they wash each other out. Need Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, all them boys keep their gap integrity in the running game and in the passing game. And yeah, tackling, man. But I like our chances. Like I said, if Marshawn Lattimore plays, I give us a shot. We absolutely have a shot. Now we switch to the offensive side of the ball. Something that we did not do well in week one, and obviously it's week one, rookie quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some bumps and bruises. The running game. The running game has to be effective. We cannot put this type of game on Jaden Daniels early. You know what I'm saying? We have to be effective in the running game. Austin Eckler's back. Brian Robson's going to play. So we need to hit him with those 1-2, that 1-2 punch. Austin Eckler is one of the best at pass protection as well. We need all of that. We need a running game to be effective, so Jaden Daniels could be the best Jaden Daniels he can be. You know what I'm saying? So for my running backs, Brian Robson's been a little shaky the past couple weeks, but we need him to lock in, hold that ball, and run how I know he can run. Because when he's running the ball, we look better. When he's running the ball effectively, we look better. And then change of pace. Austin Eckler, pass out of the backfield. He could break a tackle, get Austin Eckler in space. You know what I'm saying? Those are good things for us. And then it's like, oh snap, we still have Jaden Daniels too. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line, we're healthy. We are healthy. Tyler Biadasz is out there. Brandon Coleman is out there, left tackle. Cornelius Lucas is, I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be out there. He's probably just be in a backup role. But nonetheless, I love to see him healthy. Sam Cosmi is on the right side. I don't even know. Is Andrew Wiley wasn't on the injury report, right? I didn't see him. Whew.
No.
Hopefully that means he's a go. Because this is a hell of a matchup. We going up against Vita Vea. He 350 plus. Could be more. I don't know. If he lined up over Tyler Badass, he may need some help from time to time. That's one big son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like he can wreck games. he can wreck games. And he can wreck our game plan. We got to be able to keep that interior offensive line. It's got to be locked in. We got to be locked in. Nick Allegretti, left guard, Sam Cosmi, Tyler Badass. Yeah, I got a huge task, and I do mean huge. Keeping him and keeping that pressure from getting in front of Jaden Daniels' face. You know what I'm saying? And of course on the outside, they had some guys in the secondary that's been on the injury report. Let's see how healthy they are. We got Terry McLaurin out there, and hopefully Jameson Crowder could get out there. Hopefully De'Ami Brown could get out there, because we're gonna need more than Terry McLaurin. So we need 2, maybe 3 guys out there to make some key plays and some key spots. Because again, it's gonna be all eyes on Terry McLaurin. Tight end, Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has had a hell of a season. Very consistent target for Jaden Daniels, especially in the red zone. Need you, man. Need you in a big spot, man. It needs you to get open in that middle of the field. But he's been very consistent for the most part. So I think I know what I'm gonna get from Zach Ertz. Jaden Daniels, he's been cool, calm, and collected all season. It seems like the moment is not too big for him. And the moments are only getting bigger if he keeps that mindset, that level-headedness. You know what I'm saying? I think he can. We may see more theatrics. You know what I'm saying? Because when we got 5, and the offensive lineman has said it, Sam Cosmi have said it, they've said it. If we got him, we got a chance. We got him, we got a chance. Everybody believes in him. So everybody just needs to, overall do their job. That offensive line and that running game. If that running game is effective, I think Jaden Daniels would be effective. So yeah, we Brian Robinson, get your head on straight. Zach Ertz, keep your head on keep your head on straight. You know what I'm saying? And I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. And of course, special teams. We love talking about special teams, man. We don't see special teams a lot because they really only come in here and there, kickoffs, 4th downs, field goals, punts. If we just need to be solid. Gonzalez, I believe, is our guy again. We just need you to be locked in on these extra points, be locked in on these field goals. Tress Way, most consistent person we've had in our organization since he's been here. Him and Terry McLaurin, very, very consistent. As long as he's able to continuously flip the field, we're gonna be all right. So yeah, and turning the ball over, the turnover battle. That's gonna be key here. We gotta win a turnover battle. And maybe even still one on special teams. Who knows? But we have to win a turnover battle. We cannot. We on the road. We have a rookie quarterback. We behind the 8 ball already. You know what I'm saying? Rookies don't typically do well on the road, especially they're rookies. They're there to their first playoff game. They don't typically do well on the road. So we're behind the 8 ball. Can't turn the ball over. Cannot turn the ball over. Turn the ball over, we dig in a hole for ourselves. Don't need that. So gotta win a turnover. Gotta win a turnover battle, which means the defense has to force one. I don't want to be even. I don't want to be 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 0-0. We need to steal this possession because we're on defense. I mean, we're on the road. We got to steal a possession or 2. So winning a turnover battle, special teams being solid, running game has to be effective. In order for Jaden Daniels to be effective. Defensively, gotta tackle. Gotta get consistent pressure on Baker Mayfield when he drops back and get him on the ground, as well as Bucky Irvin. So yeah, that's a little bit of everything, man. But,
hey, I said it in my preview. You got to amp it up. It's the playoffs. You got to have more. You got to have more.
But if I could break it down, then in its simplest form, winning the turnover battle, tackling on defense. Because Bucky Irvin, I don't have the stat, but I did see it. He is one of the best. I'm talking like top 3 in the league with after contact. Getting yards after contact. Gotta tackle defense. And when we get our hands on Baker Mayfield, get him down. And of course, special teams. Listen, man, make our kicks. We're on the road. We need all them points. We need all them points, man. And matter of fact, if we talked, Joe Witt Jr. talked about the first matchup. He said he counted at least 5 times where we should have sacked him, and we did not. And I see Neo right here saying 3 to 4 sacks. Sure, it all helps. Maybe one of them could be a turnover. You know what I'm saying? We on the road, so got to remember we on the road. It's us against them and everybody else. So We got to steal a possession or two.
Well, Crevonte, how do you feel about this game playing out? I guess the people want to know, what is your prediction, or how do you see this game possibly playing out Sunday night after your wonderful keys?
I'm gonna rock with them, man. I'm gonna rock with the Commanders in the playoffs. They gonna have to show out. They can't. If we come out there like we did against the Cowboys, we're going to lose. We will lose. Can't come out flat. There's been some games where we have struggled early offensively. We got to come out firing. Got to come out firing. Try to jump on them because we know they're going to fire back. So we need to have a cushion of some sort. So we got to start fast. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm sure he's aware. Got to get Jaden Daniels some easy throws. Got to get him some easy throws just so he can get into rhythm a little bit faster. And keep the defense honest. Keep them on their toes because that's Todd Bowles over there. I forgot to mention that. Todd Bowles over there. He's going to bring that pressure. If it's 3rd and long, he coming. 2nd and long, he's coming. You know what I'm saying? So also that brings up another. Oh, how I forget this? Got to stay behind us. Got to stay in front of the sticks. All them penalties and all that, they will kill you. Penalties is like diet turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So, got to keep the turnovers low and the penalties low. All the holding and all that. You on the road, man. Just don't forget that. But yeah. So I like our chances. So I'm gonna say we come out. I think it's gonna be close. It may even come down to the wire. Jay Daniels getting the ball last again. Some more theatrics. I'm thinking like maybe like a 27-23, 27-24 win.
Okay. I feel that. Want to get into these games today real quick, Crevonte?
Let's do it.
All right. In about, a little over an hour and a half, Chargers and Texans. We know the guy, but Jim Harbaugh, he pretty much turns around everywhere he goes and wins. Chargers are heavy favorites here. What is the spread? They are 3-point road favorites over 41.5. How do you see this playing out real quick? What are you looking forward to with this one?
I don't think there's gonna be many points scored in this game. I think it's gonna be typically low scoring. We know Jim Harbaugh likes to run the football. He's going to run the football. We have D'Amico Ryans on the other side, defensive-minded head coach. He knows that he wants to run the football, so he's going to gear up to stop him. And the Chargers' defense has been playing, relatively well. Houston has been struggling offensively. Dealing with some injuries. Stephon Diggs got injured earlier this year, and he's out for the season. Offensive line has been shaky. CJ Stroud's production has gone down. Damn near looks like he's regressed. But it's a lot going on in Houston, as far as injuries and all that. So CJ Stroud has to hold the ball a little bit longer. I just think you Joe Mixon, man. Use Joe Mixon. Keep things balanced offensively, but I think it's gonna come down to time of possession in this game. Who's gonna win a time of possession battle? Who's gonna win a turnover battle? Justin Herbert, this is not your game. I don't think this is gonna be a Justin Herbert game. They're gonna run that football. And Justin Herbert is going to be asked to make a few passes here and there, but they're going to run the football, which makes me think they're going to be about time of possession and winning that way. So I don't think it's going to be a lot of points. I see the totals only at like 41.5. So that's pretty low, but I don't think it's going to be many points scored in this game. But I'm leaning Chargers.
How about that? Chargers haven't won a playoff game since 2018. Last time they won a playoff, they lost to the Jaguars with Doug Peterson, who's now fired. Remember, they were up like 20, 30 points. Largest comeback in like NFL history. Crazy how that works out.
Yeah, I think they were down 27-0. And yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. Got, I think, and Brandon Staley should have been fired after that game, and they did not for whatever reason. But yeah, he shouldn't have had the job in the first place. But you know, it's just some coaches that's been there a little bit longer, and I think some coaches have too short of a leash. But we're not going to say he finally gone, and they got a much better coach right now.
Yeah, kind of hate the injuries to the Houston receivers. I picked Houston just to be different. I don't know. It's always one game we don't expect, and it goes the opposite way. So everybody's picking the Chargers. So we shall see. But Crevonte, the main event tonight. Ravens, 8 o'clock. A lot of Ravens fans nervous. A lot of Ravens fans confident. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm 9.5 personally. How you feel about this tonight? It's all about Lamar. I mean, there's no excuse. Right?
Oh man, shoot. Main event, prime time. Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson. You're 9.5 points favorites against a bitter rival. Go in there and put your foot on their neck, man. That's what the Ravens need to do, because the Steelers don't look good. The Steelers do not look good. I understand why fans are, a little apprehensive. You know what I'm saying? Like Raj, for instance. Raj is like, man, I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it, because what the Steelers have done to the Ravens in the past. But the Steelers, man, they struggling, limping, going into the playoffs. They don't look good at quarterback. They don't look good at wide receiver, and they look solid on defense like they always do. But offensively, they just look flat. How is Arthur Smith getting calls for head coaching positions? I don't know. But the Ravens should beat the Steelers convincingly. But like you always say, the Steelers are like cockroaches. They never go away. They never die. You know what I'm saying? So with Mike Tomlin, they're going to be in the game. But head to head, roster to roster, the Ravens have a better roster. The Ravens have a better team. They should win this game. And my heavens, I hope they don't lose this game, because I don't want to see what the media does to Lamar Jackson if they lose this game, especially being 9.5. In some sports books, it's 10. I'd hate to see what happens, what they do to Lamar Jackson if the Ravens lose this game. And Harbaugh seat will be hot. If it's not now, if it's not warm or heating up, it'll be hot if they lose this game.
And Tomlin too, his seat is already probably a little warm, considering some Steelers fans and the numbers we read on Monday. So this will be interesting. I say expect anything. I think we might see Justin Fields. We might see some fakes. We're going to see a little bit of everything, I think, tonight. They're desperate.
Yes, absolutely. And they have to be, because they don't have the better roster. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, they haven't won a playoff game in what,
since 2016? Yeah, 2016.
You know what I'm saying? That's not great. And we love Mike Tomlin over here, but that's not good for the caliber of coach that he is. To continuously be going to the playoffs and having all these winning seasons, but getting booted in the first round is not where it's at. Now, granted, I haven't had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger, and even the back end of his career wasn't great. So they gotta get a guy. They gotta get a guy at quarterback. And if I was Mike Tomlin, maybe it is time for a change of scenery. Because the Steelers can't find better than Mike Tomlin. Not right now. But Mike Tomlin, maybe it is time for a change of scenery for both of them. But Mike Tomlin would definitely find a better, a better landing spot and continue his career. But the Steelers will struggle to find another head coach.
Well, Crevonte, last but certainly not least, I cannot bury the lead, as not only are your Washington Commanders competing for a chance at a Super Bowl, first one since 1991. Ohio State, your college football team, number 7 seed in the playoffs, are going to the national championship to face Touchdown Jesus and Notre Dame next day, January 20th. Speaking of heavy favorites, they're already 9.5-point favorites, Crevonte. Ohio
Damn.
State with Ryan Day getting it done, and the prohibitive favorites.
I said it, man. I said it after we lost to Michigan. I was like, hey, the only way to make this better is to win it all. That's the only way to make this better. Because just like the Ravens-Steelers rivalry or any other big rivalry in sports, Ohio State and Michigan is up there. And Michigan was not good. So, looking at that and now looking at the Steelers-Ravens, I see why people are concerned. Because anything can happen. But you should not have lost to Michigan when you played them. You lost in embarrassing fashion. The only way to overcome all of this and make it better is to win a championship. I said that. I said it when it happened. Putting boots to asses on Oregon was a great step in the right direction. Because I've also been on the record saying whoever wins that game between Oregon and Ohio State is probably going to win everything. So Ryan Day is only doing what's best for himself and the program, going to the college football championship. And they should, because I felt like Oregon had a really, really good team. Since we put them down, I was like, oh, they're going to win the championship. They have to. 9.5-point favorites. I feel like that's still a lot. But Ohio State should win the championship. And again, the only way to make this better is to win, because you lost to Michigan. So that's a strike against you. You haven't beat Michigan in, I don't know how long, but win the championship. It'll make everything, all this will go away. We're not going to forget, but it'll make it go away.
How about Marcus Freeman real quick? First black coach, I didn't know this, ever to make a national championship game.
Amazing. Absolutely.
Only
amazing.
36, I think, something like that. Very young.
Yeah, he's pretty young. To take over a football program like that, and there's been a lot of talk about Notre Dame and how they're independent and things work a little differently for Notre Dame because they're independent. And it's all this rah. Sometimes Notre Dame's up, Notre Dame's down. Quarterback's cool, quarterback's and for him to come in there and take this team to the championship, it says a lot. Penn State, and shout out to Penn State. You know what I'm saying? The game came down to the wire. Another black head coach at Penn State, but Notre Dame has been overachieving. You can tell he has an effect on that team. He has a positive effect on that team. They love him. They absolutely love him. And Notre Dame is not, an overly popular spot in the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? Notre Dame is probably more famous for their prestige than anything. Football is up there as well, but you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine that they're getting too many guys coming out the transfer portal.
Well, Crevonte, we'll talk about it Monday, but looking at the draft, you can tell me if I'm wrong. They don't got any first rounders on that team. They don't got any highly touted prospects. They don't have any guys that are household names. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Smith or any of these other Henderson or any of the other receivers.
No,
and
they
then
don't have
thinking
nobody.
about
Nah,
it.
Man, no.
Yeah, no first. Usually they got somebody. Yeah, usually they got somebody.
Roster, blow for blow. Their roster does not compete with Ohio State. Ohio State is going to put a couple. They're going to put some linemen in the draft, first round draft. And again, guys, I can't wait for us to do our draft profiles. Shoot in a couple months. Because Ohio State got some guys that they're going to put in the first round. Notre Dame, at this point, you're overachieving, but that should go to the head coach. Like that
coaching.
Gives, that's coaching.
And how about the kicker? He was a transfer, not the quarterback, not the big fancy receiver or D lineman. The kicker he brings in makes the game-winning kick. He's been good all year. I think he's from South Carolina. So pressing the right buttons and being the leader of men. So love to see it with Marcus Freeman. I don't think, even if they do lose, I think they'll be right back in the mix next year, especially being independent. Because they're only going to lose maybe, one game a year max?
Right.
And they're only going to get more players now because they're a national contender.
Yeah, right. And again, guys that go to Notre Dame typically don't go for, football. Notre Dame has a rich history in football, but they're also very prestigious on the academic side of the game. So a lot of guys that they get are there for the academics. You know what I'm saying? Like we just said, in the championship, but their roster don't compare to Ohio State and all these top level teams. But look where they at. You know what I'm saying? It's not everything. It's a big part of it, but it's not everything. You do need a guy who can lead a program and can lead young men and make them believe, give them faith, give them something to believe in. And again, first black head coach to be here. It's absolutely amazing. And we need to see more of it. He's not the only one that's capable, but he's kicking the door open, and I'm cool with it.
Last but not least, real quick, transfer news. Carson Beck, he did declare for the draft. Then he goes to the U, Crevonte, not Oregon. He goes to Miami. How do you feel about that? Does that maybe change the balance of power for next year with him getting in the ACC, maybe getting Miami back to the playoffs? Cam Ward, unfortunately, couldn't do it.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the whole shakeup of college football with this transfer portal and all things going on, because like anytime going into the year, we could pretty much name who's going to be there, and now it's like I'm looking at the Ohio State and I'm like, geez, man, I hope they gonna still go. You know what I'm saying? The confidence level is not as there, but the playing field is being more leveled now, and we get more participants from other teams instead of just the regular old handful of teams that's always there. They're good programs, so they're going to be there, but more competition, making things level. I love it. I love what's going on in college football. So he's going to Miami, right?
Miami.
All right, cool. Let's go. And when Miami's good, college football is better too, I think.
Yes, sir. Alex wants to know which coaching vacancy is the best opening. I'm guessing he's talking NFL. I don't know.
NFL. Ooh. in a weird way, probably say the Patriots. The Patriots, because but you have that. Bob Kraft has to be patient though, because Drake May, I think he's a guy. I like Drake May more than most folks, but you got to put some talent around him. But it's going to take time because they don't have anything around him. I think the worst is obviously like the Jets. I think the Jets is pretty bad. I don't really like, probably roster wise, the Bears have a good shot, but that NFC North is crazy. So I think the best option is probably the Patriots right now. But none of them are really, but none of them are really great. New Orleans too. That's something to look at. New Orleans as well, but you need a quarterback.
They ain't got no money though, Crevonte.
They don't got no money. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's not great either. So I'd probably say the Patriots, Jaguars. Just that, each organization that has a vacancy has something that's a glaring that's like, ugh, I don't want to be there. But which one do you want to deal with? So you want to deal with the con man? Or you want to deal with, the legacy of Bill Belichick? You know what I'm saying? And going behind Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Maybe it's the Raiders.
You want to go to the Bears and have to continuously look up at Minnesota, Green Bay, and Detroit. It's something not to like everywhere.
Apparently, they're saying Ben Johnson is liking what he's hearing from the Raiders too. I don't know. Brady's over there now, so be interesting to see how this shakes out. I think Oakland or Las Vegas isn't a terrible job, but it's just got the Chiefs in the division. That's the only thing.
Yeah. So but it's something not to like about all of it. Listen, man, if you ain't got a quarterback, you ain't got nothing. So if you ain't got a guy at quarterback, you gonna be reaching your whole tenure there trying to get one. So I think you got to go somewhere where they got one.
Well, we got one here. Commanders preview and post-game, Crevonte, which are the people we need to look forward to tomorrow, immediately following Commanders and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hopefully, a happy recap talking about advancing to the next round.
You'll get live instant reaction to what happened, good, bad, and everything in between immediately after, and it's gonna be late too. So you'll get my first reaction of it. No thoughts. I can't think about it, and I'm not gonna sit on it and wait. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be live and live and instant, man. So it's gonna be good. I think no matter what, because I can be animated sometimes. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good one. And of course, you know what I'm saying, how we bounce ideas off of each other and go back and forth. So it's gonna be a good dynamic, I think.
Yes, sir. The best dynamic in the community. Commanders fans, Buccaneers fans, football fans. Join us. Come on over. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Sound off down below. Let us know your thoughts on the Commanders game against the Buccaneers and the other playoff game coming up this weekend. Predictions. If you're watching it after the fact, any comment helps us out tremendously. And Crevonte, what do they need to do if they're in the chat right now? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell them all the fun stuff we got going on here.
Oh yeah. So we got previews for Ravens and Commanders, our local teams. We got post games following after their respective games. So tonight there will be a post game for the Ravens. So look out for that. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. We love engaging with our people. So tap in. Give us your thoughts. Give us your questions. Alex add a couple questions in here. We like engaging with you guys. So just keep them coming and follow us for more content. We got wrestling, throughout the week. Apparently wrestling's on Netflix now. Like, I really don't know, but I just follow through y'all. But we got content, breaking news throughout the week. So follow us for updated content, new content, and we're following all our local teams, and we cover a little bit of everybody. So you'll find something you like. So just tap in.
Gentleman right there is the Commanderlorain, the voice of reason, captain of the Goofy Ship, and the co-founder of this hit podcast, and the senior producer. Appreciate you, Crevonte. Baby.
Yo. That's all good, man. Appreciate you, man. All your hard work, man. And so keeping us on our toes, man. Finding it's not enough time in the day sometimes, but we continue to push out this content and finding time to get the people what they want.
Yes.
So yeah, brother Thoughts, what up, man? We
prayers to everyone in the West Coast. Yes, thank you everybody for watching. Alex, brother Thoughts. See who else? King in here, 13 seconds. Bucks fan, Neo, 13 super. Appreciate it. Got a lot of content on the channel, as Crevonte mentioned. Raj, appreciate you. Netflix, Crevonte, 4.9 million worldwide for Monday Night Raw. I think 2.6 in the United States alone. So doing big numbers on Netflix. So crazy times.
Listen, Netflix is like, damn, we're gonna find a way to stay around. You know what I'm saying? So tapping into the sports, that's another form of entertainment. So Hulu's on it, Amazon's on it. Netflix is like, hey man, we gotta get some of this money too. So
we were live for that on Monday, live for NXT on Tuesday, and live with the playoff preview of the Flex Zone podcast, the flagship podcast. We were live for episode 472, episode 473 this week. Could be a major episode. We'll keep you tuned in about that. Major guests in the works. Commanders preview now. Commanders post game tomorrow. We're gonna have a Ravens pre-game show a little later on, and we're gonna have a Ravens post game show, of course, tonight after Ravens and Steelers. We were live last night, Crevonte, for SmackDown. Nearly 4,000 views. So thank you everybody for checking us out last night with that. We had a fun time as well. We were live for AEW. We got the Ravens preview and Maryland Terps content as well. Maryland with a big win yesterday over UCLA on the basketball side. So for Crevonte, y'all's favorite host signing off. Check us out. We'll be live tomorrow after the Commanders game, live before the Ravens game, and live after the Ravens game tonight on the only place, Crevonte, giving you sports how you want it,
when you need it.
For Crevonte and everybody in the chat, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you a little later on this afternoon and tonight for the Ravens post-game show, and tomorrow for the Commanders post-game show as well. And Alex, maybe one day sooner, maybe on streaming. We'll see. Have a good day, everybody.
Crazy. Now, he said only on
Right. We'll see you guys later today and tomorrow for more Commanders content. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Good night, everybody.